Then Boylen comes out to the podium. His Bulls just lost to the Miami Heat. "Why did you decide to bench Zach Lavine?" one of the reporters asks. Boylen explains Lavine made, quote, 3 egregious defensive mistakes, which caused the Bulls to go down 13-0 in just a few minutes. The very next game, Lavine scores 49 points, making 13 threes and a game winner, which basically sums up Zach Lavine. Hola friends, welcome to Take Some Fuego. It is Thursday, aka Trash Day, and Zach Lavine is up. In a trade that seems like somehow both teams ended up losing, the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler for Chris Dunn, Zach Lavine, and Lauri Markkanen. All players have their strengths, and all players have their glaring weaknesses. Actually, Jimmy Butler doesn't have many weaknesses, but does his ability to play with teammates count? Just like Jimmy Butler has never started on a team with a losing record, Zach Lavine has never been on a team with a winning percentage above 38%. Not that it's all his fault, clearly not. The Bulls are loaded with young players that are finding their footing in the league, and also Otto Porter, who is trying to find his footing in the league, and the Timberwolves started Tayshaun Prince 44 games one season. But really, I could stop the video with this statement. It really boils down to this. The New York Knicks want to trade for him? That's such a Knicks move. Any player that the Knicks want should be an immediate red flag, and any players the Knicks don't want, Kevin Durant, should be an immediate green flag. Some say Zach Lavine is an inefficient scorer. Oh, they say, he's a bad team, good stats guy. Is he? Let's take a look. Only 9 qualified NBA players have a higher usage rate. This includes players like Giannis, Kawhi, and Luka. Even LeBron had a lower usage rate than Zach Lavine. Is that a good idea? We want the ball in Zach Lavine's hands more than LeBron? That can be answered with another question. Have you seen the rest of the Bulls roster? The Bulls' second best player is... I'm not even completely sure. I'm not sure Zach Lavine's totally at fault here, even if he may not have the best skills for playing off the ball yet. His effective field goal percentage is 53%, which 6 years into his career is outstandingly average. That's one of those oxymorons. He's basically exactly the league average at 52.8%. From 2-pointers, he's actually quite terrible, or at least below average. In fact, he shoots 29% from mid-range, but his 3-point shot is what makes him valuable as a 39% 3-point shooter, far above the league average of 35.7. Not sure how he steps back a few steps and shoots 10% better, but hey. He has also turned into a strong offensive rebounder, grabbing 5% of his own team's misses. This has emerged out of nowhere. If he can continue to improve like how he added this skill to his game, he could end up being a rich man's Jamal Crawford. Another very valuable portion of his game is getting to the line. He gets to the line about 11% of his shot attempts, which is well above the league average, and free throws are, as a point per shot attempt, the most valuable shot in the game. So to summarize, 3-pointers good, free throws good, offensive rebounding actually very good, 2-pointers bad, effective field goal percentage average. His defense is surprisingly a humongous problem. When he steps off the court, the team is much better on defense. In fact, the opposition shoots nearly 3% worse when he is off the court. And the defensive rating difference is shocking. The Bulls' defensive rating is 102 when Lavine is off the court. When he is on, the rating is 112.9. Oh, and his music sucks. Oh wait, I made a mistake. His music is great. To recap, defense bad. He also turns the ball over a lot. He was 13th in turnovers per 100 possessions last year, mostly due to lazy passes. To recap, turnovers bad. This metric might be the most useful for looking at his all-around game. Overall, his win shares per 48 ranks 113th in the league. This is very bad for a primary option on a team. This is behind players like Daniel House, Jeremy Lamb, and Goran Dragic. Here is the main problem with a player like Zach Lavine. Say you start with a bad team. Someone on this bad team has to score points. It's the law of basketball. If you play, you will score points. On a bad team without other scoring options, you will have a player that will put up 20 plus points per game, but would struggle to do that if, say, he was on the Lakers. In fact, if Zach Lavine was on the Lakers, he may just be Kyle Kuzma. But because this player on the bad team is putting up 20 plus points per game, he will earn himself a large contract. He's producing. Can't be mad at him. Now you have less flexibility to go out and sign free agents because you have a player taking up a max or a near max contract. I believe Zach Lavine is one of those players. Good contracts can make a title team, and bad contracts can break your team for years. And that's the problem. He's flat out good enough to put up 25 a game, which means he's flat out good enough to get a good contract. If you're paying Zach Lavine a max or near max contract, which is likely what he's worth in the open market, what is the roadmap to build a serious contender? In Zach Lavine's case, his defense is basically just offense. That means he's pretty terrible. You would need some great defenders on the team to back him up. And given his strengths on offense, i.e. 3-pointers, and his weaknesses on offense, i.e. turnovers and 2-pointers, he's basically an averagely efficient shooter. Although I'll admit his ability to get to the line makes him above average in efficiency on offense. All said, I wouldn't necessarily want him as my first scoring option, and if I'm trying to compete for a title realistically, he may need to function as a third scoring option. His contract is going to make it tough to land all of these needs. The New York Knicks are reported to want Lavine. If I'm the Bulls, I'm getting the washing machine ready. If the Bulls could land RJ Barrett and or Kevin Knox and a first round pick, I'll take it every time. Every time. And the Knicks can enjoy their below 500 record with him for years to come. The timelines of, say, RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, or a Knicks draft pick would line up more properly with the pieces that they already have in Chicago. The roadmap that's a lot more interesting, where Lavine may actually be needed and appreciated, is a situation like Brooklyn, which is also monitoring him. I'm not sure what their package would look like. I'm assuming Dinwiddie or LeVert and some draft capital, but time may tell. For the Nets, with Lavine as their third offensive option, I find this to be a way better situation for him, as Durant and Irving will take a lot of the offensive attention, leaving much more opportunities for Lavine offensively. Defensively, the Nets were 8th in defensive rating last year, which is a much better situation for Lavine as well. On the Chicago Bulls side, the new GM may be looking to shake things up this offseason. They have some young pieces to build around, and honestly, trading Lavine might make some sense. Their potentially good players like Kobe White, Markkanen, and Wendell Carter are a few years younger than Lavine. When they peak in their careers, Lavine may be coming down. And with Chicago towards the bottom of the league this year, they don't stand with much to gain by keeping him around. It's not like they will contend with him. Takeaway, Lavine is not total trash. In fact, when it comes to certain areas, scoring 3-pointers, getting to the line, and offensive rebounding oddly enough, he is sincerely one of the greats of the league. The problem is there's so many holes in Zach Lavine's game, building a championship team seems impossible if he's a focal point on your team. And if he's going to be a third option, the contract he's going to earn will make it hard to balance. What do you think? Do you want Zach Lavine on your team? For more Trash Day videos, including the problem with Trae Young, check out the video on the screen and be sure to subscribe, or I will sign you up for Pickup Basketball with Zach Lavine, and he will not pass the ball.